toxic masculinity.
Cuomo is done.
Cuomo is done. All right, let's have a look at this. What do I mean by Cuomo is done? Well, we got a new accusation here. Nothing to do with sexual assault, or harassment. Sorry, nothing to do with the COVID patients being put in nursing homes and killing old people. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean
Oh
to
my
switch
gosh, that's even worse.
Yeah, he basically told this guy. So let me just read it. But basically, there was a head of a labor union, and this guy didn't support him. He supported Cynthia Nixon instead.
This guy on the video?
No. This is a different. This is
I was like, thank God he's Asian.
No. This is John Liu, New York State senator, who's calling on Cuomo to resign because Cuomo is such a dirtbag. But let's go ahead and just read this. Okay, so new leaked audio shows just how far embattled Governor Andrew Cuomo has gone to threaten his critics. Now, you remember there was a New York State senator or legislator somehow who Cuomo called. This was earlier, a month ago. Called him in because he was being very critical of Cuomo. And Cuomo said,
shut up we will.
No. He didn't say he was going to kill him. He said, I will ruin you. He very specifically said, I will ruin you. Like, what a dirtbag. Look at him. He looks like a dirtbag.
I told you before, he has a face of an idiot.
I have this theory that, I may have mentioned this before, that, because I don't think Cuomo's harassment allegations are really that serious. But the problem is, if you're a good-looking man, if you're Brad Pitt, if you're a charming guy who looks good and women actually find you attractive, overtly romantic gestures or somewhat sexual jokes or flirtatious things that you say or do will be perceived positively. They'll be received romantically and in a charming way. But if you look like Cuomo, the women are terrified and think you're a super creep. And that's the difference, right? Like the difference between Cuomo doing something that's flirtatious and the difference, between, say, like 25-year-old me doing something flirtatious. Maybe not so much now, but, I could get away with that stuff. Cuomo, no. He looks like an aging dog, and not in a good way. Sometimes aging dogs are very charming and attractive. I shouldn't compare him to a dog. That's a disservice to dogs.
I also have this theory that people who do bad things, they starting to look even worse.
Unless you have a painting in your attic of you that takes on all that ugliness and you stay young and attractive.
Funny.
That's from a 19th century novel called A Portrait of Dorian Gray.
I mean, it doesn't work in every case, but
written by a homosexual, by the way.
I look at the Republicans and Democrats, like Cuomo and DeSantis, DeSantis looks great, and Cuomo.
Yeah, true.
I noticed this difference.
Well, DeSantis is a lot younger than Cuomo, isn't he?
Well, still.
All right. Well, let's keep reading this story. I think you may be right. I think there may be something to that. Although I wouldn't say that just because somebody looks old and haggard that they are necessarily an evil person. Although that possibly has some effect on them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. New leaked audio shows just how far. Blah 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 blah. Okay. A New York Times podcast Friday revealed an audio of a 2018 phone conversation where Cuomo threatened to compare a progressive leader to a child rapist because he wasn't happy with the group's tepid political endorsement of him. And this is... let's see here. This is true. This happened. New York Times reported on the text of a phone conversation between Cuomo and Bill Lipton, the head of the Working Families Party. Oh, sorry. It's not a labor union. It's... Is it a labor union? I'm not sure. It's a labor union. It's something. I don't know. Some kind of group. So this Working Families Party had backed the Sex and the City actress Cynthia Nixon over Cuomo during the Democratic primary in 2018. After Nixon lost, the WFP decided to support Cuomo in the general election against Republican Mark Molinaro. But then, I guess in a public statement, this guy from the Working Families Party had said, well, Cuomo, we're going to support Cuomo because at least Cuomo's better than a Republican, right? And so Cuomo said, if you ever say, well, he's better than a Republican ever again, well, then I'm going to say, you're better than a child rapist. How about that? Catch me outside. Cuomo was heard telling Lipton on the call, according to the New York Times audio. Lipton tells Cuomo that they have differences and it's fine for both sides to point them out. Governor, I apologize, but I got to clarify. Don't apologize to that a-hole. Say, you know what? F you. We're not going to endorse you. Go to hell. You're a piece of garbage. That's what you say to somebody like Cuomo. I got to clarify one thing. You're free to say what you want, Governor, but I just want to be clear. Our line is going to be that we have differences with you, but our difference. Man, he was so diplomatic talking to him. I would just be like, I don't know what I would say, but it wouldn't be good. Valeria knows I have a little bit of a temper when it comes to people being rude to people. Like, even if it's not me or her, if we're just out and somebody's rude to somebody else, I will go after them because I don't like that. I don't think that you should be rude to people in public, just generally. I think you should be nice to people. I don't know why you wouldn't just engender like a positive. It doesn't make any sense to yell at that guy. Anyway, but then, of course, he said to this, I don't think it was him. I think it was a different legislator. Maybe it was him. I don't think so, though. But he said, I will ruin you. I mean, this guy is just an a-hole start to finish. Like that. I mean, that's who he is. And his like harassment of women, he knows he's ugly. He shouldn't be doing that stuff. He knows he can't get away with it. You know, he was playing with fire there. But all this is really a distraction from the real problem, which is that he put these COVID patients into nursing homes and killed all these old people. So that's what we should really be focusing on. But, you know, the left doesn't care about that stuff. They want to protect all the other leftist politicians who did exactly the same thing. So they're focusing on this other thing that's insignificant. You got anything to say on this, or you want to move on?
Well, for how long it's gonna take until he actually is gonna resign? I think he already said he's not going to resign.
Oh yeah, he said it many times, but he has no support now. Like, nobody is backing him. Maybe privately he's got a couple of people saying, "I'm gonna stand behind you no matter what." But
but what does it take to
convince him to actually resign?
What's the process? He's not going to resign. There are so many things against him. Okay, what's next?
Well, I don't know when the next election is for governor, but he may not run again.
He's just gonna be on his place until the next election.
I think probably, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, he may resign, but
he said he's not going to.
I don't see that happening. But the thing is, like, if you have zero support among any other Democrats, and you just refuse to resign, you just stay in your office in this at a time like this, I don't know if he can recover. The reason I said I think Cuomo's done is because, sure, he'll stay in office until the next election, but I don't think he's going to run again. He has lost all favor with literally everyone, like voters, fellow politicians. Obviously, Republicans don't like him, but we never liked him. But Democrats don't like him now. I mean, nobody likes him. Everybody hates Andrew Cuomo. That should be a TV show. Like a little theme song. Everybody hates Andrew Cuomo. Then I have a little like bright, sunny intro. I should do this. I should do this as a little cartoon. I keep trying to make this stupid cartoon. It's not happening. All right, but it will happen. I promise you it will happen. All right, shall we move on to the next story?
Sure. Illegal immigrants to be provided hotel accommodations.
Oh, yeah. This is weird. So they've decided that toxic masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.